Hi everyone, my name is Ochuko and welcome to the BP Talks podcast. Today I'm excited because I have an interesting guest with us today. Now he is the category head at TGI Group. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce you to Mr. Jacob Akaade. You're very welcome to the studio, sir.
My pleasure.
From a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to be here?
10 over 10.
I knew was fair enough good. Wow.
Because I'm looking at having an exciting conversation with you.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I usually would ask these questions to my guests. And I will always say, what was your first shot at marketing like?
Oh, interesting. It was quite nice. And I was very curious to come into it. As far back as 2006.
That's like maybe 20 years.
Yes, about 2 decades now. I started my career in promoting the hotline. It was called Wonder Foods Nigeria Limited.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I was in marketing department, but under the promotion sector. We call it promotions. So I was in charge of North Central. So we were doing promotions for the brands as at that time were Cowbell. Talk Tea was just newly introduced. We had the Milky Milk. Yeah. So it had regulatory issues with one other brand in the market. So it was now changed to Mixing.
Okay.
That's what we're taking. We now moved to Mixing Milk.
Nice.
Okay. So the company later, the owners of the business changed the name from Wonderful to Promasidon Limited. What you have now is Promasidon is the acronym of his name and his children's name. That's what called you form Promasidon.
Wow.
Yes. So I was in Canada at that time.
Oh.
And there was a position that internal position that came up for brand manager of Onga.
Okay.
So because I was regional promotions coordinator,
okay,
people applied for the job. And my boss at that time, I called the general, I'm not seeing your application, why don't you apply? So if I don't comfort so as at that time in Kano, I was very happy with what I was doing. Image maker of the brand of the business in Northwest.
Wow.
They are Northwest compilers of Kano, I go to Kano, Jigawa, Katsina, Zamfara. I cover Zaria and go as far as Sokoto and Birnin Kebbi. Yes, so I do all these travels. I didn't have a driver, like a point. I didn't have a driver. You understand? With this, I had this double cabin. That's what I was using to do all this. Do all this marketing promotions for the company. So I said, okay, because they saw what I was doing. In fact, consistently, I was the best regional promotions coordinator of the year. 3 years consecutively.
Wow.
So they said that with what I was doing for the company, they felt that I should also apply for the brand. So for the position, my mentor at that time, he was the GM sales. So he traveled to Kano. We had one function. We had the undercooking competition and the NYC camp to Kano. And I was the one that organized it.
Wow.
You understand? So after the event, he sat me down and then talked to the essence of me applying for the job. Show money career path in market. So that Sunday, and I applied, sent my application letter. I was invited to come to Lagos for an interview. Came to Lagos with all that candidates that came external and candidate. So eventually, I was given the role of brand manager on that out interest. So that's my journey from journey into marketing program.
Wow, I'm so excited to have this conversation with you because there are some interesting parts of marketing that I want to ask you. And this stems from a place of you've seen marketing evolve in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Right. It's safe to say that you've already been in marketing even before the internet became what it was, what it is today. Right. As at that time, social media wasn't really a thing. People didn't take social media that serious in that sense. The internet was available, but if we should go back in time and you're about to launch a product, you're about to apply go-to-market strategy for a product.
Yes.
What route would be the traditional route back in the day?
Okay, back in the day, what we do then was just like you said, there was no internet. There was no social media.
Yeah.
There was no social media, let's put it that way. So what we do was that we go grassroots. Yeah. So when we launched, let me give an example. When we launched Top T, when Top T was launched, so we formed what we call a Meshai Forum in Kano.
Okay.
So all this malam that sells tea in Kano, we go around and we took data of wherever what they were doing, the location they are. We brought them together and formed a meeting. So we call it Top Tea Meshai Forum.
Wow.
So every day,
It was really
yes. So we meet these guys. We give them Top Tea because Top Tea came in different SKUs. Yeah, the bulk packs and the smaller packs. So for the Meshai, it was they use the bigger packs. So we give them that. We ensure that we distribute into the interlands. Promotes not have what you call van sales. So in the neighborhoods, in the cities, they have the vans that they have the pickups that go around. You understand? Then we have the vans that go into the rural areas to go and sell. So we have what we call then there was no like facials. There were no facials at that time. So we have what we call templates. So this template we just like Corex now. Oh, we have Corex now. Yeah, the LBS posters. So that was called template. So we go practically into every shop and we nail it on the shops. Wow. We nail it on the shop. So you ensure that every nook and cranny you go, you see an advert of either cowbell or tot. Either cowbell or totty. So it was aggressive.
That's some serious.
And then in the promotional aspect, we have what we call wall branding. So the areas where we paint, the areas where we put our template and we put our templates, some template we identify key locations in strategic areas and then we paint these houses. So every area you go, you must see an advert of cowbell or Top Tea. If a van is moving from kilometer 1 to the next 5 kilometers, we ensure that every 500 meters there is the representative of promoters at that place.
Wow.
That's so every vehicle that carries stock, you carry the company bought toolbox. So we had toolbox for every access rate. So then they call it sales executive.
Wow.
Yes. So we track your sales on daily basis. So that was what we did to ensure that the distribution penetrated very deep into the interlands.
Wow. I'm asking this question because, like I said earlier on before we started recording, I said to you that we've had a lot of marketing heads come here and speak. The reason why I'm going to the route with you is because I just wanted someone listening probably starting of their marketing career.
Yeah.
And we want them to have a bit of insight into what was before we're looking at what is now.
Yeah.
And this is so important because it's important that people understand that there are those that are pace setters. There are those that, whatever it is we're enjoying in marketing today, there are people that made mistakes in the past. There are people that style of the journey. And I want to even believe and say that marketing is much more easier now than it was then.
That's right.
Do you agree to that?
I agree to that.
Why would you agree to that?
I agree to that because, social media has simplified
Major
things to create it easy.
Yeah.
You understand? So, if we develop any content now, because our generation now, they are probably mobile. You understand? The time spent on mobile phone is far more than what the blind used to do something like that, all that thing. So it's spend a lot of time on mobile. So if you do the content and it takes great time for it to just post and get to everybody.
Interesting. I want to ask you a question, and this is so specific, particularly in the FMCG space. In crowded FMCG markets, what truly differentiates one brand from the other?
Oh, that is your distinctive brand asset.
That's a powerful statement.
Yes. So every brand has distinction. Say, for example, let me give an example. If you have the logo of the brand, you have colors of the brand, you have the packaging. You understand the way the packaging looks. So if you say two brands in the market, they cannot be the same.
Absolutely.
So you look at you have the logo.
Yeah.
That's what the key features.
Yeah.
The logo, the color. See, what's it? Let me take you. Coca-Cola has been in the market for over 100 years. Absolutely. You understand? Yeah, they consistently use red color. Right. Consistently. So you can't miss that.
Can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
Wow.
So you need to ensure that your logo is well, your brand name on your packaging stands out on the shelf. Because whatever kind of marketing we do, you understand, it stands on the shelf. If a consumer goes to the shelf to pick your brand, what happens? There's that mental availability. You understand? Can they recall your brand? Which brand will they pick first? You understand?
So what you're essentially saying is that the product assets must be so catchy that it's worth remembering.
Yes. Yes. That is why when you're doing your content, your advert, you don't look at only on the functional benefits. You look at the emotional benefits. The brand recall, top of mind. Top of mind. If a consumer goes to the shop, he has to remember your brand. First of all, you look at visibility. Is it visible? One, is it available on the shelf? And then that recall comes in. So if he recalls your brand and it's not available,
yeah,
the second time the person goes to one bar shop, he might check again. If it's not available again, the third time we switch to competition. That's why availability is key.
And what you're saying makes me want to ask this question because you highlighted visibility just now. Is visibility more important than positioning when it comes to winning in retail?
When it comes to winning in retail, what is more important is availability. What's more important is availability, because if you are talking about visibility, you understand. We do our adverts. We ensure that consumers see, they see our brand, they feel our brand, they feel our brand. If it's not available on the shelf, the whole efforts we have made does not translate to it, because there's no sales. What's up, see? Most people recollect.
I want to say something. I want to believe you have to follow your team.
Yeah.
How do you bring yourself to a point where you have to learn from them? And I'm saying it because I'm trying to sit in your chair to think that it might not be easy, particularly because these are individuals who just started off their career yesterday and they are coming up with bubbling ideas. This is what the market wants. This is what young people want to see. And you just look at them like, I've been in this for a while, for a long time. Maybe I started off when you were just born. Maybe I started off when you were just starting primary school. It's a lot for people that have been in it for, let's say, close to a decade. How do you bring yourself to embrace new ideas?
Yeah, because the most constant thing is change. So we keep learning every day, where you need to keep your minds open, because no one is an island of knowledge. So let me give you an instance. In February, I employed a prime manager that was working with me, and in our department in marketing, we have series of meetings every day, because they need to strategize, think of how to hold the brand forward. So we sit in the round table with the new guys, and we have cross ideas. We discuss. So the area where I feel, they've come with something new. That's okay. Please go on. Then me too, I want to learn. Say for instance, AI. Yeah. It will amaze you the way they maneuver AI to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Before now, we want to do radio ads, right? We look up after they don't know the scripts. Take a look at for voiceover artists. They go to the studio, can record.
Yeah.
But now, software where we don't drop your script and then it generates it. It generates it.
Wow. And young people seem to have those insights.
Yeah, they have it faster
than even people that have been in it for a while. They won't go to the traditional route before.
Exactly.
Wow. That means it's safe to say that it's making your work easy for you.
Very is.
That's interesting. How can marketing influence split-second decisions at the point of purchase? This is such an insightful question, and I'm willing to get a response on this. I'll say it again. How can marketing influence split-second decisions at the point of purchase?
Okay. First is placement of the product on the shelf. Is it at eye level? Is it visible? So, and you also look at the branding. The brand is done on the packaging. So when people go to any outlet, take for example a modern trade outlet, you enter, look at it, you want to buy a product. So for example, you might not have heard about the product before, but the packaging attracts you. The way the product is being branded, the quality of the packaging of the product, tells you that yes, the product inside will be good. So as at that point, two things. If you don't have any brand record at the point of making that purchase, then you look at the features of that brand on the shelf.
Interesting. I mean, now we're talking about this, I want to even go back to just before the ads, the conversation started, guys. While we're setting up, one of their brands popped up on our screen, and it's leading me to ask this question. I noticed that your brand uses a lot of AI in marketing. But I'm sure that when you started off your career, it was likely you use stock images, or you use, active human,
and you go to the studio, how the products.
Yeah, well, in an era where people are now looking out for a way to avoid, because some people now, if AI content are not authentic, they're looking for, now people are looking out for more real content, and so it's AI to just move. Where did the conversation of using AI start from? Who initiated it, and why is your brand maximizing to a great extent? My personal feedback is they're doing fantastic, but I really want to know what the rationale behind it is.
First, I would say cost effectiveness. Second thing is timing. Second is timing. Because why do I say so? If you want to do shoot a film, an ad with a human elements, first of all, after this, you've agreed on the script, align on the script. What next? You look for the models, get the location, get the equipment, get the props. You understand? And then you go and shoot, and then you start doing post editing. This time bound.
Yeah.
Right. So, and the money involved. So, but if when you want to do a quick TVC, and then you launch, and you considering the budget you have as at that time, you decide to go the AI route.
Wow, that kind of makes sense.
The only area where the place where you pay more is when you go to AppCon for registration. Because if you use human elements, the cost for registration, getting your certification with AppCon is less than 200K. But with AI, you're paying 1 million.
Wow.
But if you put all the costs together, the cost of the AI film, the cost of getting the regulatory certification put together, it's not equal to
what you actually spend
for using human elements going to do production on locations.
Wow.
So less stressful. Time, you will save time and cost.
You mentioned AppCon, and I have an interesting question, Sarah, regarding that. First of all, what's your opinion about what Akaade is currently doing in terms of regulation? And you would agree with me, particularly because you've been in this space for a while, the regulation was not this tight a couple of years back. Because we're recording a podcast, I'm not going to mention maybe I'll in, but something happened a couple of years back, where a certain bank did a communication, not just even bank, a couple of other brands in communication, and it sparked a very negative backlash from people. One was, I think, during the Easter period, and some others, and then before you know, add-on came out and said, before you want to do this, you must pay this is that. Because if you remember long enough, we didn't used to pay like this back in the day.
Yes.
What are your general thoughts about it?
To be frank with you, the alcohol regulations are so strict, and sometimes we want to say that they are getting too petty with some of those regulations. But we say yes, it's good for them to have regulation, but not to the extent at which they are going. Sometimes we feel as if it's just a way of trying to generate more revenue. Otherwise, in this context, we need to sit down and look at, before regulation, there are stakeholders that need to sit down, call the companies that are involved, other partners, and come together and see how we can have a level playground. So I think recently, just like you said, there was a backlash from companies because of these fines that means it on everybody, most of the companies. So what they did was they went to have a round table, and we came to some kind of alignment. So in our own case, what we normally do is that before we break any campaign, we ensure that we send our materials to Apple from NASDAQ for vetting before we break that phase, to avoid any matter, because it's not good for the image of any brand.
Right.
So to be on the safe side, we play by the rules.
What do you think is in helping Nigerian brands? Because
it's not really helping, especially the SMEs.
Yeah.
Because people that started business today, they were not able to cope with it.
Yeah. Everybody wants their business to be big.
Yes.
Some people will say, big FFCs are paying for it because they have the money. This is that. What's the hope for them?
But also, they're also feeling the brunt, because we are talking of every business has budget.
Exactly.
You know how you can't go beyond that budget. Otherwise, you are eating your bottom line.
What's the future for marketing if these regulations don't stop? Do you think that these regulations will get even harder and harder? Particularly because my personal opinion was that when they come out with the regulations, I thought that we're actually going to not fight back, but protest in some type of way. You think the way things are going, there might be something more protesting?
Any sheriff that comes in town,
Yeah.
they want to show that I am in charge now.
Yeah.
Because some of these regulations does not really make sense. Does not really make sense. Because we are talking of what is practicable, what is real for us to in one context, in our industry. We're all going to the same market. We're also competing for the same share of voice.
Wow.
So they should all regulations all have to have a human face to it. Otherwise, it's not good for business.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think about some campaigns and I'm like, I mean, the campaign itself has a budget, and you might have to factor the whole vetting process, everything, and then some of the some costing it, and sometimes, when you are putting, let's say, for example, without the regulation, you can push as many assets as you want to in deploy.
That's
Now you have to be quite careful because you yourself want to spend more and all of that. But what I want to maybe chime in as my own opinion is I personally believe that in the space market, there are some industries in Nigeria that when their regulatory bodies try to bring some interesting conversations, they speak out. They are very vocal about it. It's almost said to say that they want to protect, the industry and all of that. I think in the marketing space, we're a bit quiet. I don't know if you have the same thoughts. So.
yes, we
Want to say that if you have one at your beck and call, it means a lot of things easier. Pick your continue. Yeah. So the question I wanted to ask you, very an interesting question, and it has to do with promotions. And it has to do with promotions. Do promotions build long-term brand equity or just short-term wins?
or the short-term ways.
Why is that?
Yeah, because promotions are time bound. The promotions are done sometimes when a product has when a product they want to do away with some backlog of products in the warehouse. They run promotions. They run promotions to ensure that is taken off. Sometimes brands you see that they want to get some level of quick penetration to the market. So they've to build promotion slides down the price because promotion definitely to bring down pricing. Maybe sometimes to be bug off, buy 10, get one, and brought down the cost of them. So you ensure that distributors stock up as a that time. You understand? Stock up, and after 1 or 2 months, promotions are gone. So promotions are short term. They are not meant to build brand equity.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. As we bring this conversation to a close, I just want you to speak to, there's something that happens to young people, particularly because there's they like to live their life like a sandwich. Well, I mean sandwich, they want things to be ready immediately. Most young people don't want to go through process. They feel like they're exposed to a world of AI, exposed to a world of reels. Everything is fast. Everything is now, now, now. So why go 5 years, 10 years? Why can't I just, rise from graduate trainee and then boom, manager? What's your advice to anybody who is looking at stepping into marketing? And what's your advice to anybody who just started their marketing journey? Those two categories.
Okay, so Rome was not built in a day.
Well, young people are trying to build it.
Yes. So a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. So they should not be in the haste. It's a gradual process. Start small and you grow. There is no, because I tell you, if you don't want to wait, at the end of the day, you might make big mistakes. in your journey of life. Because in every success, there is a process that is built over time. Just like when you ask about the topic of brand equity. For a brand, is about continuous multiple levers that compound together. You understand? That bring brands to where they are. No brand starts today and then is set made. No. So
It's compounded.
It's compounded. It's compounded. Bit by bit, bit by bit. You understand? It now sink into the subconsciousness. That was the mental availability. Why is Maggie a generic brand today? Boeing is about 60 years in the market, in the Nigerian market today. But it becomes the generic name. Every once someone else buy seasoning, they give me my market.
Wow, that's amazing. Let's take let's go to the spirit world. Go to churches.
When Redeem started, you understand? You see Redeem, every street, is it 10 streets you go to, you say Redeem Church. Say Redeem Church.
Yeah.
And then that name, if to everybody, isn't have mental availability. You don't need to travel miles to go and get the church. So that was aggressive marketing. It is.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. Any final words to anybody who is a practitioner, anybody who is a major individual in marketing, CMO, executive, any final words there whilst you look into that app?
Okay, I would say whatever form of whatever you're doing in the marketing space, ensure that you stay visible, you are consistent, and then speak the language of consumers. Speak the language of consumers.
Interesting.
Those are the winning traders,
the
drivers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was an insightful conversation here. My name is Ochuko. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you will be the first person to be notified whenever we post a new video. See you on the next episode. Cheers.